Hello, this is Myra Elaine on the Buying Space channel. Today is Palm Sunday. Happy Palm Sunday. It is undeniably Palm Sunday today. I have a little cross here. I live in Florida, and my Sunday school teacher and his wife do these every year or have done in the past. They're elderly now. I mean, 90s. They're in their 90s. I don't know if they'll be able to do it this year, but these are made, little crosses are made from palm fronds here in Florida. And I'll always keep this. This is precious to me that they made this. They actually came to my house and anointed my hand with oil on Madre Thursday, the first year I was a member of the church. But Palm Sunday is about the palms that were waved at Jesus as he entered Jerusalem. It was a very bold move for Jesus to come in Jerusalem at this time for Passover because the Sanhedrin had declared that Jesus must die. Caiaphas said he has to go. So the people wondered if he would go into Jerusalem. A lot of them had abandoned him. His other disciples, besides the 12, they were upset at what Jesus had said because he was indicating to them that he wasn't going to have an earthly kingdom, and that's what they wanted. So when Jesus came into the city that day, they all gathered. They all knew it was fulfillment of prophecy, and they began to think again that he was going to overthrow the Romans and he was going to be their king, like a governmental king. And that's not what God planned at all at this point. So let's go to the scripture and look at Matthew 21. And then they drew nigh unto Jerusalem, and there come to Bethphage, the Mount of Olives. Then set Jesus 2 disciples, saying to them, Go into the village over against you, and straightway ye shall find an ass tied, and a colt with her. Loose them, and bring them to me. And if any man, a colt is also a young donkey or ass. And if there be any man say aught unto you, ye shall say, The Lord hath need of them, and straightway he will send them. All this was done that it might be fulfilled, which was spoken to by the prophet, saying, Tell the daughters of Zion, Behold, the king cometh unto thee, meek and sitting upon an ass, and a colt, a foal of an ass. And the disciples went and did as Jesus commanded them, and brought the ass and the colt, and put them their clothes, and they set them thereon. And a very great multitude spread by their garments in the way. Others cut down branches from the trees and strewed them on the way. And the multitudes that went before and that followed cried, saying, Hosanna to the Son of David! Blessed is he that cometh in the name of the Lord! Hosanna in the highest! He was of the line of David, because Joseph was a descendant of David. And they knew that if the Roman occupation hadn't been happening, Jesus would be in the line of succession. And when he came into Jerusalem, all the city was moved, saying, Who is this? And the multitude said, This is Jesus, the prophet of Nazareth of Galilee. And then he went into the temple the next day. But let me go ahead and read another version of this. I have been reading out of chapter 11s on my Sundays. And tonight I'll be reading out of chapter 11 in Proverbs. So at 5 p.m. And when they came unto Jerusalem, unto Bethphage and Bethany at the Mount of Olives, he sent forth two of his disciples, and said unto them, Go your way into the village over against you, and as soon as ye entered into it, ye shall find a colt tied, thereon never man sat. Loose him and bring him. So a colt is a young donkey, young male donkey. And if any man say unto you, Why do you do this? And ye that the Lord hath need of him, and straightway he will send him thither. And they went their way, and found the colt tied by the door without a place where two ways meet, and loosed him. And certain of them that stood there said unto them, What do ye, loosing the colt? And they said unto him, Even as Jesus had commanded. They let them go, and brought the colt to Jesus, and cast their garments upon him, and he sat upon him. And many spread their garments in the way, and others cut down branches off the trees, and strawed them in the way. And they that went before and they that followed cried, saying, Hosanna, blessed is he that cometh in the name of the Lord. Blessed be the kingdom of our father David that cometh in the name of the Lord. Hosanna in the highest. And Jesus entered unto Jerusalem and unto the temple. And when he had looked around about upon all these things, and now the evening tide has come, he went out to Bethany with the 12. And then the next day, when he came back, he cursed the fig tree, and he cleaned the merchants out of the temple. So, and thus he brought attention to himself in the temple again, which is led to his the fervency of them wanting to arrest him. So let me go back to Zachariah, because I'm always saying that the Old Testament is about Jesus. So let's read Zachariah. It's one of the prophets, chapter 9, verse 9. Rejoice greatly, daughters of Zion. Shout, O daughter of Jerusalem. Behold, thy king cometh unto thee. He is just and having salvation, lowly and riding upon an ass. Predicted the events of Palm Sunday 400 or 500 years before. And upon a colt, a foal of the ass. So it predicted the colt and the donkey, the mother donkey. So let's look also at Zechariah chapter 2, verse 10. This shall they have for their pride, because they have reproached and magnified themselves against the people of the Lord of hosts. That's not the right verse. Oh dear. I should have marked that with a bookmarker too. Oh, wow. I'm going to read this verse. Now, this is out of left field, but this is this is Zephaniah chapter 2, verse 4. For Gaza shall be forsaken, and Ashkelon a desolation. They shall drive out Ashdod at the noon of day, and Ekron shall be rooted up. Woe unto the inhabitants of the sea coast, the nation of Cherethites. The word of the Lord is against you, O Canaan, the land of the Philistines. I will even destroy thee, and there shall be no inhabitants. Wow. I didn't mean to run into these verses, but and the sea coast shall be dwellings and cottages for shepherds and folds for flocks. And the coast shall be the remnant of the house of Judea, and shall feed thereupon in the houses of Ashkelon, and shall lie down in the evening, for the Lord their God shall visit them and turn away their captivity. Little prophecy there that could come true very soon. So, but also has come true in the past. So these prophecies repeat themselves. Eschatology is something I'm interested in. But back to Palm Sunday. So Jesus is entering not on the war horse, like it said, but on an ass. Oh, here I am. I went back to Zephaniah. I missed Zachariah. Now I'm completely oblivious to what verse was. See, those are right next to each other. So anyway, anyway, Zechariah 9:9 was the prophetic verse about Jesus coming into Jerusalem on the donkey. I read Mark 11. I will read Proverbs 11 tonight. 11:11 is a spiritual number. It means to, pay attention to what's coming. And I love that in Mark 11:11, Jesus decided. Let's reread that verse. And Matthew didn't include this, that there was a time in between. Brand new Bible. This Bible holder, I'll show it to you in a minute. 11:11, and Jesus entered into Jerusalem and to the temple, and when he looked around about all things, and now the evening tide was come, he went out unto Bethany with the 12. So that evening, after he rode into Jerusalem, he did go to the temple, but he didn't do anything. He didn't curse the fig tree. He didn't throw the merchants out. He just looked around, and it was evening, and maybe people weren't there in the evening, and he went on with the 12 and rested that night before he came in the morning. And on the way, he cursed the fig tree. And then when he got there, he took care of business. So let's look at this wonderful Bible cover. I recently got this large print King James Version Bible, and I'm loving it. But today is the first day I put this cover on it. Now, when I first got this cover, it was a gift from an atheist. An atheist bought me and my mother Bible covers years ago, and it was too big for my Bible. It was too big for her Bible. It's a little big for this one, even though it's a large print, but it still fits. But when I got this large print Bible, it wouldn't fit into the Bible cover I had my Schofield in. So I just today put this in here. And my mother and I When he gave us these covers, we both knew they were too big. But we just looked at each other and smiled. And he probably thought we were pleased, which I am pleased. But it was a great act of maturity for him to buy me and my mother Bible covers, with him being an atheist. Atheists are not what you think. Many of them are moral and kind. Now, I do want them to accept God, the existence of God and Jesus Christ, but that's not going to happen if I'm rude. I could very easily said that day, "Oh, you're an atheist. You don't know anything about Bibles. That Bible cover you got me and Mom, it's too big." But Mom and I both knew that would be a hindrance to him. So we both just smiled at each other and said nothing. And that's how you kind of need to be in life. Take the high road. Don't be that person. And I was that person for years that would say at Christmas, "Oh, this isn't quite right." And I stopped that. I absolutely stopped being that person because I knew how it felt later. And I knew when I got this Bible cover that it would be a hindrance to the person that gave it to me if I complained about it. So I didn't. So something to remember maybe during the holidays. You all have a wonderful and blessed day.